Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back in the BMW M4 GT4, this time at Sebring for yet another track guide. Now, if you're going to run this in the open setup Falcon Sports Car Series and you want to race the exact setup being driven in this guide or any of the other variants of it, you can go to our website, sambosetups.com, or our Patreon page. There are links to both in the description. Any other questions, though, let me know in the comments, but the track stay and track temps are already shown on the screen, as is the fuel used. Right, let's go. I'll be back in 2 minutes for the breakdown, but first up, here's the hot lap. So here we are on the breakdown lap, and I will take you through all the braking points. So our first braking point is going to be just about 3 or 4 car lengths after we go through this bridge. So we brake quite early in the GT4s. It's going to be just in front of where we are now if you have a look. So if you look on the right hand side, we're coming up to this Advent Health building. Or if you look at the barrier, it's going to be midway between the bridge and where it starts bending back in on the right hand side. So we get on the brakes initially up to about 45%. We're now just going to trail that off. We drop it down to 5 and then 4. And we start getting back on the gas almost up to 100% once we can see this tree up ahead in the distance. We don't reach 100% until we've tracked almost all the way out because we don't want to end up in the gravel. And we're going to start braking for turn 3 in the middle of this entrance road on the right hand side. And again, we get up to a peak of about 45-50%, holding it there until we get through the 1 cone, and now we're going to trail it off down to 3rd and start picking back up on the gas at the apex. We're going to exit nice and wide. We're going to take this curve with 2 of the wheels, little lift as we do that, and then as we land and the car settles in just a split second, Johnny's going to straighten that wheel as we're alongside this curb here, and we're going to brake up to about 20%, and now we're going to trail it off, leaving it in 3rd gear and start picking back up on the gas once we get towards the apex and you can see the orange tyres up in the distance. Reach 100% more or less as we get to exit. We're going to go flat here through turn 6, big bend. Now for turn 7, we're going to get on the brakes nice and easy just after we've gone through this bridge here and just before we get to the dark asphalt on the road. So as you can see, this is exactly where we're getting on the brakes. And again, not over braking, only up to about 60%, even though it's the hardest we're going to brake. Hold that all the way through until the 1 cone, and now we're going to trail it off Leaving it in third gear, I'm going to start picking back up on the gas once you're pointing at the Michelin sign up ahead at the apex of the corner. We get up to 100%. Now, if you are new to my channel, you're wondering why we don't brake harder than that. We don't want to live in the ABS and the GT4s. It will just burn your tyres up. We're going to get on the brakes roughly where there would be 4.5 cones. So these are at every 100 feet. I'm going to be braking about 50 feet before the 4 cone here on the left-hand side. Here we are. Almost where the 5 cone would be, more or less. And we're going to get on the brakes again up to a maximum of about 60-65%. Hold it all the way through until the 1 cone. Once more, trail it off, and we're going to pick back up on the gas in third gear at the apex. Now for turn 13, we're going to be braking midway between this curb on the right-hand side and where the 3 cone is, and we're going to be aiming or pointing the car in the direction halfway between where the 2 cone and the 1 car are. So we get on the brakes. As you can see, we now straightened our wheel out. If you're looking at the little diagram of the steering wheel, we're aiming between the 2 and the 1, and again, we're getting up to a maximum of about 45-50%, opening up turn 13, get all the way out to this exit curbing, and now we're, entry curbing, and then we turn in, trail it off, and back on the gas at the apex, carrying as much momentum as possible, because we have a little kinky straight coming up here. Right, we are going to start bleeding off the gas about halfway down this straight bit of rumble strip on the left-hand side, and immediately get on the brakes again up to a maximum of about 55-60%. As always, we're going to hold it until roughly the 1 cone. Now we're going to trail it off. We're going to leave it in 4th gear, picking back up on the gas at the apex. We don't reach 100% until we're here, and then we're immediately going to start turning left. And we're going to start bleeding back off the gas once more, and we want to get all 4 of our tyres over the left-hand side of the white line. So in front of me it's yellow, then it turns white at the end of the rumble strip, and as soon as we get over there, we're going to get on the brakes up to a maximum of about 40%, and then immediately trail it off. We want to be picking back up on the gas ahead of the apex here at turn 17, so we can carry all that momentum down the back straight, the Ullman straight. We have that was turn 16. We've got 1 turn to go. Turn 17 can be tricky at first, but once you start getting it right, it will be a piece of easiness. We're going to start our turn in at the 3 cone here on the left-hand side. We're going to get on the brakes midway between the 3 and the 2. We get straight up to a maximum of about 55%. We want a really wide entry, so we're going to totally ignore this first apex with a little guy stood in this pagoda here. We're going to get all the way over to the left-hand side of this white line, you can see, and it's just going to be a steady trail off, and then we're going to get back on the gas really nice and early. So we're initially going to go straight up to about 75%. As we go under the bridge, we're holding it at around 80%, and we're just waiting until we know we're going to make that corner, and Johnny doesn't actually get up to 100% until he's almost all the way at the exit. So it's not a corner where you can just smash that right foot down. But over and across the line he goes in a 2:08.9. We've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on and without me talking. And I'm happy because I think that's the 20th different Sebring guide I've done in the last week and a bit. And I'm sick of this place now. Enjoy it though. You'll have fun.